Hey everyone, Captain Amazing here, and today I'm going to do a roster review, so let's jump into it. So this is an interesting account. The account name is Koadai West with the Blue Sun Syndicate. So this account is, I believe, how old is this? A month old. So it started November 19th, not even a month old. And it's already at 3.6 million GP. That's about like a year's worth of growth in a month. So yeah, 276 galactic war battles. Insane. So this player bought the hyperdrive bundle, bought some lightspeed bundles. They bought some packs, they said. So a lot of a good amount of money spent. Not anything crazy, because it's mostly lightspeed bundles, and if you just buy lightspeed bundles, you'll be in a very good place overall. The fleet here is kind of insane for what you can expect. So my first thing I would say is, so there's a couple things you can do. It is going to take you some time to get the BAM stuff, to get the Razor Crest. So the smartest thing for you to do would not be, believe it or not, to don't go for Executor. You're going to have to go for probably SOKR first. So I would go all in on SOKR, get these guys to Relic 7, the requirements that you need, and then unlock SOKR. Because of the new changes they had with Finalizer, you're going to have this at 7 stars ridiculously quick. So side farm the Executor, start getting those Razor Crests, start unlocking all the characters you need for BAM, but go all in on SOKR because he's already ready for you to be unlocked. So just go all in on that, get him unlocked. Some other side farms that you can do while you're waiting is you can get Treya. So get Treya, start getting Darth Nihilus up, and farm Savage. So that trio is a very good team. You also need to get Emperor Palpatine up and ready. So get Emperor Palpatine up, get him to 7 stars, get the Mara Jade. So you can even do low gear Mara Jade here with Thrawn, and that Darth Vader too. Like, this group right here is a powerhouse. If you need to, you can separate Darth Vader and have him with like a lowish low gear Thrawn too, and then you can have Mara Jade, Emperor Palpatine, and then you can just fill them in with random Empire. Your Imperial Troopers should be a separate team, and that's going to get you a very good amount of teams here that can really punch up. So I would get that up and running as soon as you can. I would also farm Veers, get Veers while you're farming Piet, not as a priority over BAM, but if you have extra energy or whatever way you can farm Veers, I would farm him up. And that will get your, because pretty much you have what you need for the Imperial Trooper. Like, the hard part is Dark Trooper. You already have Dark Trooper. You're gonna get Piet up for Executor anyways. So Range Trooper, Piet, Dark Trooper, Moff Gideon, Veers. That is 2 assault battles right there. They're also an amazing team. So you can do that as a side farm. So these are things that you can do while you're waiting for your Razor Crest shards. Other than that, I would, after you finish SLKR, probably prioritize the Executor farm, because it's not going to take you that long to farm the Razor Crest shards. So you could probably finish SLKR, do a little of those side farms that I mentioned, and then go all in on the Executor would be a great thing. You should start working towards, if you can, you're kind of a far way away from Jedi Knight Luke and Jabba, because Jabba is the premium farm that you should aim for. So I would go SLKR, Executor, and then start going towards Jabba. if there are some annoying things as far as like you missed some of the bundles as far as like the Jedi Knight Luke bundles, but that's still an excellent farm. CLS Rebels is still a good farm. So, and you have Chupio, you have Ewoks, so that you can unlock C3PO. You have Bounty Hunters, so you can unlock Chewbacca. So you pretty much have the CLS team. So I would get that CLS team up and running too after you finished your Executor farm. So once you finish Executor, go go into the Imperial Troopers with Veers, since you're going to have an R8 Piet, and then go into CLS Rebels. And that's what I would do. If you finish your SOKR, you get him up and running, you get him to Relic 7, and you still have some time while you're waiting for the Executor, you can work on your Imperial Troopers or your CLS a little earlier, but I would prioritize just getting those two things finished as far as SOKR and Executor as fast as you can. And then that quick Imperial Troopers, CLS Rebels, then you're going to go into Jedi Knight Luke, into Jabba is what you're going to have to do. It sucks that you missed the Jedi Knight Luke bundle. I don't know if I would wait for it to come back, because Jedi Knight Luke really is a cornerstone character, but it does... Oh, you have Hermit Yoda. Okay, so you do have Hermit Yoda. So you're probably in a good place to farm Wampa. Do you have Wampa? Yeah. No, you don't. So you have the good amount if you have Hoda. So I would go for, after you finish CLS Rebels, get Jedi Knight Luke, get Jabba. Another thing that you can do is get your Poncho Bros up and running too. So if you wanted to master Qui-Gon, Padawan, Obi-Wan, that is an excellent farm. I would fit them in wherever you want. They're both a Cantina farm, and you want to get that those credits as fast as possible. So if you feel like once you're finished with SOKR and you're still waiting on Executor, instead of moving Imperial Troopers up or CLS Rebels, you can do the Poncho Bros. So I would probably do the Poncho Bros after Executor, Imperial Troopers, CLS Rebels is the order I would go with. And that's pretty much like a good farming pathway for you, and then just capitalize on whatever Lightspeed bundles you have, and that should help you for a very long time. Very good farm. You'll have 2 GLs, a GL ship. Just don't forget that you are going to need the punishing one as well once it becomes farmable. Make sure you're finishing all these stars on these Executor ships as well. So you are going to need the Imperial TIE Bomber, you're going to need the Imperial TIE Fighter, and you're going to need all the Bounty Hunter ships. So make sure you're farming all those ships as fast as you can. As far as fleets to prioritize, once you're finished with your Executor, side farm, Negotiator, you're pretty much going to need the Rebel... the BTL Y-Wing is the main ship you're going to have to farm here. There is the Marauder. I will not recommend you farming the Marauder for a very long time. So you can side farm it way down the line if you want to. But right now what you need is all the pilotless ships. So your Get 2 should also be going... your Mark II? Your Mark II should be going for Separatist. So you do want to get the Vulture Droid, the Geos, the Hyena Bomber. That's a very good fleet. I wouldn't sleep on it. So and this is like long term as well. You just have to prioritize one fleet at a time. So it should go Executor, Negotiator, Malevolence. From there, you can probably build up either the Finalizer, the Chimera. I would wait on the Radis, or you can do Home One. But if you're with how fast the game progresses, I probably wouldn't build up Home One in itself. I would just build up the Rebel fleet and then go into Profundity is what I would do. So just something to think about as far as all those farms. I would not get Afra anytime soon. honestly, you can if you want to. That's a really quick side farm, and she's okay. She's not the worst. And if you find yourself in a position where you just want to capitalize on that, you can. But once you finish with Java, you are going to want to, I would probably wait on Ray until the rest of her bundle comes back and you get the rest of this Resistance Hero Poe or Holdo Resistance Trooper, and that way you don't have to like farm them. You are going to have to farm BB-8 and JTR, but those aren't that big of a deal. So I would wait on Ray, not a priority for you overall. So yeah, that's what I would say. There's not much to look at just because your account is so new. I will say that this I wouldn't be doing this like what you're doing right here. I understand it's hard to get mods, and even when I had my free-to-play account, what I was doing, and here I'll show you, is you should be mainly farming mod challenges, and I would be farming mainly speed mods. So probably like 60% of the time be farming speed mods, 20% of the time farming offense mods, and 20% of the time farming health mods. And if you have those 3 base sets, you can mod pretty much any character in the game. It's not always super ideal, but it's at least mods. And what you need to do is you need to sell any mods, like watch my mod guides, but if it doesn't have any speed, you need to sell those mods. So speed arrows, those are always great. But any mod that doesn't have speed, don't even level it up. It's not worth investing in. You only have so many credits, and you have to balance credits between leveling up your characters, gearing up your characters, working mods. You don't have to level up to 12 and equip them if they don't even have speed. Watch my mod guides on the speed potentials on what you should be working on. And even though you're super early into the game, doesn't mean you can't do this. So equip mods that have decent potential, and don't worry about these mod battles just yet. For this slicing material, wait until you have decent mods, or at least you have mods equipped on the majority of your characters, and then you can come in and start balancing between slicing materials and farming new mods. But you do need mods. Your mods, you do need mods that are level 15, because if you look at this too, like you can see the set bonus. The set bonus is only for level 15. So if you have a mod that is not level 15, then it gives you pretty much like half the bonus. So it's important, yeah, it is half. It's half the bonus. So it's important that you get the full bonus for what you're trying to do for your mods. And that's what I would recommend. Just make sure, watch my amazing guides, watch my mod guides. It'll show you how to efficiently play the game. But right now, you're just injecting so much GP into your account. It's important that you just try to maximize what you have and understand that it's going to be a while before you get all the things that can make your account important. And another thing that's going to be very important is effective utilization of these materials here for abilities. That's really going to make or break your account, and see how fast that you can get it up, because there's luxury zetas and there's mandatory zetas, and then there's like trash garbage zetas. So try to maximize your zeta usage to only mandatory zetas that are essential for making the team work. Don't apply any luxury zetas, and then make sure that you're putting omegas on, or omicrons on, characters that are good. So your first omicron's probably going to be some good ones: Qui-Gon Jinn, Wampa, Traya, Savage. Those are like the 4 foundational omicrons that you should get first in the game. After you have those 4, you can kind of branch out a little. Maybe you want to get like Afra and give her like 1 or 2 omicrons. That's totally fine. Maybe the Starkiller one comes back bundle and you get that and you give them 1 or 2. That's fine. There's a bunch of Omicrons. Like, you don't need any Zetas on the Poncho Bros when you get them up. So there are Zetas that are super useful, super great, that you're gonna want into your account, and there's ones that are like garbage tier you don't want to touch. So make sure you have, like, Captain Phasma's Zeta is okay, but Geo's probably better. But you kind of have to work with what you have, and I would prioritize Grand Arena Zetas before you start doing TW. So get those 4 Grand Arena ones before you start doing any TW ones, because if you start using all your Omicrons on TW, it's not going to give you more income early in the game, and chances are your account isn't established enough for it to make a huge difference in TW. So there's nothing wrong with having a balance, but in the very, very early game, you do need to start getting those. And then just make sure, you did say that you're doing spending. If you are going to spend in this game, like, Lightspeed bundles is good. The passes are good. So these base level passes are good. I would not recommend doing Conquest, buying the pass, at least until you're at hard. And if you can do hard, at least box 5. So maybe when you have like your SLKR, you should be in the position where if you wanted to buy that base pass, then you should be able to at least get maybe box 3 to 5 or something, and it'll be worth it. Other than that, like, Dolphins, they usually buy Chirotech packs here, the one that's like 770 overall for $7, and then the Relic Cargo pack, is it this one? Yeah, this one. The Relic Cargo package and the Chirotech one. If you're not trying to spend, like, because that's $24 a week, if you're not trying to spend that, then stick to Lightspeed bundles. If you're willing to Dolphin, then like I said, this pass is excellent value. So it's up to you. Just don't buy like these garbage packs here for like shards and rushes, and all these are like junk packs. So the ones I listed or I named are pretty much the only ones you should ever buy for the most part, except for those 500 crystal relic packs once you start doing relics. But that's pretty much all I got for your account. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.